Well, everybody, the big new feature is here. Jeff Kaplan just posted the developer update letting us know what we're getting. It's called Workshop. My mind was kind of blown when they released this because this by no means was on the development timeline of anything we expected to get. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's here. So what exactly is it? Well, Blizzard games are pretty famous for having map editors. And although this isn't exactly that, it sure does allow you to create new game modes and even new heroes. Well, you might be asking yourself, well, that sounds like a lot of work. And yes, it is. But the beautiful thing about the internet is when you open source this kind of thing, those who want to go out and even make a name for themselves, creating new game modes, even developing entirely new heroes, can do so. And I guarantee you that's going to be a massive thing in the Overwatch community because we already have so many concept artists who work on heroes all the time. Okay, I'm really excited about this, so let me slow down. Blizzard made a blog post explaining more in detail how to utilize this functionality. For example, one that they made is called Molten Floor, and simply it creates a rule inside the game that states whenever you're on the ground, you start on fire. So this is the Floor on Lava achievement as a game mode, essentially. So you need characters like Pharah and Lucio to avoid stepping on the ground, and you can imagine some of the high-flying acrobatics play that would be required to play inside this kind of mode. Now here's the thing, this one is very simple, and the reason why you should get excited about a thing like this is because entire genres of games have been created inside of old school Blizzard map editors. StarCraft, Warcraft, way back then, that's when the entire Dota craze began, developed inside of a Blizzard game, then spiraling out of control into its own thing. That's precisely what you're going to be able to do if you put enough work into creating these rules. I would imagine then you could create a simple domination game mode, for example, an old school King of the Hill where the leader and the hill holder is stronger and then everyone fights up against them. Protect the president. Jeff Kaplan explained that they tried like a mirror deathmatch mode that's pretty straightforward that you might like. Everyone in the entire game plays the same hero for 60 seconds, so it's a bit more fair. The basics of these modes might not sound that exciting, but I think what you definitely can get hyped for is what happens in a few weeks or a month when a genius out there creates the next big arcade game mode that might blow all these out of the water. Right now we're dealing with on a paintball, but we might have an entirely new mode in Overwatch that becomes one of the most popular. It's happened before in other Blizzard games. Now, earlier I talked about prototyping a new hero. That one is what I'm even possibly more excited about because I think that's what the Overwatch community really gets excited about. And if you don't know, the way that Blizzard prototypes heroes is that they just use the old assets of other characters but give them new properties. For example, I remember this old clip of them developing Orisa. They just gave Zarya Bastion's gun. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to get it that specific, but you'll at least be able to utilize a placeholder in order to create a different effect. So you can make Zarya's gun have different properties if you want. And that's how you can prototype an entirely new hero. Like imagine if Baptiste Lamp was an offensive tool that you could throw at Goats Comp. D.Va already can't eat it. What if it forced them all to take a damage amp similar to the Fatal Bonds ability I've been asking to deal with Goats Comp all this time? Somebody please just make that, okay? Then we can have a mode where Goats is unplayable because we have an offensive support that just destroys comps that want to fight as a death ball. The sky's the limit with this kind of thing, so please go crazy in the comment section down below. Heroes that you think their abilities can get reworked to do something entirely different, and you never know, maybe someone who knows how to code, or maybe you do yourself, will put in the work to prototype a new hero, and we might cover it on the channel in a week or so. Last thing I want to mention before I get out of here is Jeff talked about a balanced mystery heroes mode, which is something that a lot of the community clamor for who play that mode. And what it would do is make sure that you're locked in to have a set number of roles. In this workshop, you can set it to whatever you want. You can make it a 2-2-2, you can have multiple tanks, whatever. And I assume that means each player will be locked in that role, just getting a random hero inside of it, because otherwise, how do you ever switch roles unless two people die at the same time? Not sure how that works out, but I think what I'm most excited for is Jeff is hinting again towards locking roles, which I think is a good thing for the next step for competitive play. I don't know about you guys, but I've been playing a lot of ranked recently, and a huge percentage of games are just won or lost because one team does have balanced roles and the other team doesn't. Happens all the time. And as sort of a macro sense of Blizzard's philosophy moving forward, I take this workshop as a huge step forward. Because I gotta be honest, in no way did I thought Blizzard was going to relinquish control over their baby, Overwatch, typically Activision Blizzard has been very protective of their IP recently, because honestly, I feel like if your map editors spawned this whole entire new game mode that other companies went to have extremely successful businesses off of, empires even, you might feel like, oh, we don't really want to share that. We want to develop ourselves. Instead, they're sort of letting the community also share with the creative process, which is a huge deal, which also makes me think that they're in a very creative mind with the game, allowing for the next social feature that we're going to get in summer to be what I'm looking for the ranked mode. So all optimism from me right now. I can't wait what we get to see and play with the new workshop game mode. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave it a like. It really does help us out. Let us know that you're enjoying the content. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and be sure to hit the bell icon so that you get updated when our videos go live. Link to the description is our Twitter, where we tweet out news, updates, dank memes, and Overwatch League predictions. That's been it for me. I've been Frito for your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.